So my name's Dabs. I'm a senior designer here at Someone, and I've been here for about 5 years, starting off as an intern and worked my way to where I am now.
Hi, I'm Lee Skinner. I'm a designer here at Someone, and I've been here for just over 3.5 years now, I think.
I mean, we both started as interns, right? That's what
Yeah,
I did.
yeah. Fresh.
So straight from New Blood. So met Simon there. Came up to me. I said, Simon, I've got this portfolio of work. Do you want to come and see it? And he went, yeah, great. Came over and he was like, where is it? And I went, slight thing. It's been moved and I can't actually find it. But I promise there's some stuff in here. He was like, all right, send me an email. Did that. Went for a coffee. Came in for an internship and didn't leave. Just worked out quite well. Yeah, they still haven't found out yet.
That's it. And for me, it was also fresh out of uni. Hopped on the phone, hopped on the emails, got a nice message from Simon saying, come in just for a chat. Ended up chatting to one of the other designers here, loved it immediately. You kind of get a vibe when you walk in here, when the music's playing, it's quite relaxed and things, it's quite cool.
Yeah, it's a good vibe.
And literally on my way home, before I'd even made it back to King's Cross, I had the phone saying, come in, when can you start on Monday? Let's go. Personally, I learnt more here in my first 6 months, probably from making mistakes, if anything, than I did in 3 years of education. As great as that was, being in the real world is putting all of those skills and things into action. And again, like I say, you are going to make mistakes, but actually, thankfully, someone has that kind of environment, that nurturing feel to it when you are fresh and you are new, and you maybe are more likely to make those mistakes. That actually it's not a big deal. As long as you own up, it's okay.
I think that kind of learning as you go and making mistakes is definitely encouraged. I mean, what's great about this place is that even from the moment you step in as an intern, you're kind of treated as a designer. You are another designer on the team, so you get the opportunities to see clients or present your work to clients, albeit maybe at a more kind of basic level to begin with. But you get fully stuck in with everything, with the work, with if your idea goes through at intern level, but it's the right idea for the client, then that's what we pursue, and then you get guidance and help as you go along to build on it. So it's kind of a real nurturing kind of environment, and I think it ultimately produces better work because you enjoy it, So instead of coming in and cutting boards for your first 6 months, you come in and properly, you cut your teeth on some proper work. So it's
and it stands you in good stead for the future. I think if you're forced or you're put in a situation where you really have to kind of eloquently vocalise your creative thoughts from the word go, even at that junior level, to people that ultimately are the decision makers, your clients, then the years after that, then it's only honing those skills, and the sooner you can start doing that kind of thing, the better.
That's the thing,
be. And a word of advice for any junior, get used to presenting your work, because I think it's invaluable.
All of our projects that come out are not the product of one person's mind. Somebody may have an idea at the beginning, but so we're working together at the moment on a big TV campaign, and it started off as, I think, an idea that came from you, but then from that we then wrote scripts together. Then I'll input something else. Laura comes along with another idea that adds onto it, and it's this idea that you're constantly plussing and adding on more and more and more. And as you do that, the idea grows and strengthens and becomes,
it evolves,
something really special. So it's this whole, we kind of live as a so with this idea of the Brown Worlds we've got, that everything's made up of multiple parts, and it's not just about this one logo. In the same way, we are like that as a studio. It's all the projects are a sum of the people that have been involved. And it's not just carrying out the idea of one person because you need help, it's because you want a stronger outcome,
I think that's a sentiment to working with your mates as well.
Yeah, actually. And the fact that we like each other, it helps a lot, The fact that we go out.
45-man strong kind of family that we've got here, it makes it an environment that you're not too precious about your idea, or you don't cling onto it like this and say, no one can touch it. Actually, you kind of understand everyone's strengths, and you're open to them adding to your idea, and you can kind of understand, and like I say, there's no preciousness to it, and I think that's a rarity. Actually, I think that's quite refreshing. Naturally, we're quite opinionated people, you're going to get debate, and it's never heated or anything, but it is good constructive debate that goes on in the studio.
Sparks
and I
conversation.
think, and again, as we were saying with the previous point, it's an open kind of platform. It's an open environment that we've got, so you're not afraid to throw in your 10 pence worth to the conversation, to the argument maybe. And as a designer, kind of working your way up through the ranks and things to the point where you start to become senior in CDs and things, you are encouraged to vocalise these opinions that actually you haven't really acknowledged that you've been talking to your mates about it for the last 3 years, but it's eloquently putting that into paper and formalising it. You kind of go, oh, actually, I kind of do stand for something. So I think that is something that is really pushed here, and it's valuable. And again, if you go and end up sharing it with a room full of 150 people or fresh students that are just starting on their design course and things, you can kind of take that sentiment that you've been developing for the last however many years and share it. And I think that's important.
It keeps that dialogue going as well between everyone. So we have, sure, loads of people use the little app called Slack, where you can obviously you message, but it ends up getting filled with all of these different channels that are all dedicated to totally different things. Some are, work-based and serious, and then others that are just totally bonkers and kind of just for a laugh. But again, it's all of those things that keep you talking and you keep you kind of thinking about things, and I mean, some of them are just stupid, but we've got one that's just it's an offensive channel, and it's all about finding the most offensive thing you can, and but it kind of it keeps that conversation going, and then there'll be something in there that sparks something or sets someone off, and then you've got this debate going, this conversation, and that turns into something, and then you can write about it, and nobody's discouraged from speaking the way they think, provided it doesn't offend anybody too much. Don't stop. So you can have a nugget of an idea, but I think you should always look at how you can push it further and further and further, and kind of add more and more and more. And again, whether it's through doing it yourself or getting collaboratively with other people, I think you kind of and then also, so get your idea, run with it, go all out, and then can it and start again, and just see if there's another angle. You might still go back to the first one, but we kind of do that a lot, don't we? There's so much stuff that we do that might not go through, or that isn't quite right at the beginning, but it's all through that exploration that you kind of.
I think that is a good point. Get used to not getting it right first time. That's kind of crucial, really, and don't be too disheartened with it. Use it as a stepping stone to get to the next strong idea, or a stronger idea possibly, because you know that didn't work for one reason. Once you've got that idea, again, run with it and break it. I think something that we're encouraged to do here is, if we've got our idea and we think it's amazing, give it to someone else and let them play with it for a couple of hours until it's at breaking point or it's unrecognisable, because that's the first thing the clients are going to do when they get it. So it's kind of better to break it now and learn the strengths or the weaknesses of that idea first before it's actually there's any real consequences, I think. And
we always say as well, it's like when you come up with an idea, if we share it around the studio and everyone turns around like, oh, you can't do that, like they're going to go mental. You go, brilliant, because it goes, let them go mental, and figure out why it makes them go mental, for the client, and then from that they might, more often than not, they'll turn around and go, do you know what, we never thought about it like that, or that could be amazing. And it's kind of like test the limits and kind of push it as far, because all that's going to happen is it's just going to come back. But if you don't try it, you'll never know.